Hi, my name is Tete. In this video, I will show you how to make an altar, an ofrenda, for the Day of the Dead. I will show you all the materials and elements that you need. In Mexico, it is a common tradition to make an altar on the Day of the Dead, el Día de los Muertos, on November 2nd, to honor our friends, relatives, and people that we admire that are no longer with us. We offer food, candles, flowers, and some other things. Each element and item placed has a meaning and symbolizes something special. I will guide you step by step and explain the purpose of every object. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so you won't miss my next videos. To make an altar, you will need boxes of different sizes. You can use tissue paper or also fabric to cover them. The first thing you will do is wrap the boxes. Before starting, I suggest you to put something heavy inside them. The weight will help you make it more stable. You can put heavy books or some rocks inside. Use tape to close them. I will cover the first box with fabric, the one that will go at the bottom. I will wrap the rest of the boxes with tissue paper. An altar needs to have 7 levels. Each level represents the steps that the soul, el alma, must go through to be able to rest in peace. If one of your boxes is too big, you can always cut it and adjust its size. I'm going to cut this box and make it narrower. Close it and wrap it with paper. It's not necessary to cover the entire box. Just cover the sides that you will be able to see. The back and bottom are not necessary. This will help you save some paper. Black is a common color to use in an altar, but you could also use purple, lilac, orange, yellow. Choose the color that you like the most. To place your altar, find a place at home where you can put it leaning against a wall. It is a tradition to leave it on display for a couple days, so choose a safe place. You don't want it to be in your way. You can cover the first level with a tablecloth or fabric. This level will be the table, desk, or space in which you're placing your altar. And start piling up the boxes until you reach 7 levels. This is what my altar structure looks like. When you're done with this part, on top of the last level, place an arch. It could be made of flowers or palm leaves or any other material you have available. This arch represents the entrance to the world of the dead, el mundo de los muertos. My arch will be made of paper flowers that I made myself. If you want to learn how to make these flowers, here's the link for my video in which I show you the process. Placed on the wall, also add colorful tissue paper with cut-out shapes, which represent the wind. In Spanish, it is called papel picado. I placed some directly on the wall and also added more to one of the levels. If you can't find tissue paper with cutout shapes, you could always make it yourself or print some images. Your altar must have seeds and soil. These represent the bounties of the earth, and it goes along with the Christian saying, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Polvo eres y en polvo te convertirás." To represent fire, place a few candles. It represents a guide for the soul, and it will light up its way to the world of the dead. For a safer choice, you could use plastic candles with a small light bulb inside. You should add water to calm the deceased thirst, la sed del difunto. They are coming from a long way, and it also gives strength for their return to the el más allá, the great beyond. Add a bit of salt, which is a purifying element, and it helps the body to preserve on their way. Flowers are an offer that can't be missed in any altar or burial. I will place 2 pots of flores de cempasúchil, marigold flowers, a traditional flower for the Dia de Muertos. They are a symbol that represent festivity for their bright color and smell. If you can't find cempasúchil, don't worry. You can always place any kind of flower that you like. Try to choose orange or yellow flowers. Also add an aromatic element. It could be incense, an aromatic herb, infusion, essential oils, or copal resin. Something similar is frankincense. You must include skulls, calaveras. You can place sugar skulls, and this will represent that death can be sweet and not bitter. You could also use plastic, plaster, or ceramic skulls. Don't forget to include food and drinks that the deceased used to like. If you want to, you could place real food or craft work, artesanías, like the ones that I'm using, or even toy or plastic food. It's also really common to place this kind of bread, pan de muerto, which is a traditional bread made in Mexico during this season. It's delicious. Choose personal objects or something that identifies them, like clothes, something that represents their work, hobbies. You could also play music. I'm making this altar to honor my grandparents, so I'm adding things to remember my grandma and also my grandpa, who was a doctor. Right at the center of the altar, make a cross out of salt, ashes, or flower petals, which will help as a purifying method for the spirits. On the top, something really important is to place a picture of the person and a mirror. You can make an altar for one person or more at the same time, and the mirror, el espejo, will help the deceased see their reflection. Lastly, finish decorating your altar with calaveritas, more skulls, catrinas, more cempasúchil flowers, decorated paper or elements representing the festivity of the Day of the Dead. Also, if you still have room, you can place more candles. Don't forget to light them up. Remember that the fire represents light and guide for the soul. That way the deceased will find its way al más allá, the great beyond. To avoid an accident, never leave your candles lit if you're not around. This is how my altar turned out. There are more ideas of objects that you could place on it, like a bowl with water next to soap and a towel, a dog sculpture. It is said that the dog will guide the deceased to cross over. You could also include religious images or stamps, gold coins, and some other things. Remember that each element is symbolic, so don't worry too much if you can't find all the items that I mentioned. Here's a list of the symbolic elements and ornaments that I placed on my altar. That way you won't forget anything. Thanks for watching my video, gracias, and I hope your altar will turn out amazing. Bye! Adios!